Today we went over butterfly sweeps. So butterfly is when you have your, let's say you're just facing your opponent, you're both on the ground, and you have butterfly hooks, which are your ankles. So your ankles are inside of your opponent's legs. So let's just say your left foot is inside of your opponent's right foot, and like the ankle is hooking from the inside out of his leg, of his lower leg. Yeah, like either the ankle or the inside of the knee, depending on the relative positions. So that hook allows you to control his leg. So what you want to do in the sweep is you want to get close to him, have your head and shoulders should be securely connected to his body. So once you do that, then on the same side as the hook, so you can have the hook on both sides, but you only need the hook on the side you're sweeping from, so you can drop it on the other side just to get yourself a little closer. And then you want to reach around, under his arm and grab his belt on that side that you still have the hook on. And then with your right arm, with your other on the opposite side, you just want to hold his arm so he can't post, and then you pull him onto you, and then extend your leg with the hook, and that'll off balance him. He'll sweep the other way. So that's the first thing we did. The second is, what if he sits back? So if he sits back, the arm that has the belt comes up, grabs, and you lock around the shoulder. Then your other arm grabs the knee of the other side, and you load both hooks in. So you have both of your feet are hooked into the respective lower legs, and then you pull him onto you, and then depending on where his body weight is, you can sweep to that side. So if he's leaning to your left, you sweep to your left. If he's leaning to your right, some right. If he posts one way, then you can also just go the other way. So I had trouble pulling him, like loading him up onto me. I don't know if that's because I'm not connecting with the shoulder. My shoulder and head aren't connecting well to his body. So what I'm thinking is that you want to connect to his body tight, and that means that if your body moves, then his body will follow. I think that's the point of connecting tightly. So if my shoulder and head are close to his chest, and then my arm loops around and grabs the belt, I'm not pulling with my arm. If I just move my body weight backwards, then just because I'm holding him tightly means he's locked to me. So wherever my body goes, he has to go. So I think that's the problem, is that I'm not having I'm not closely connected to the upper body. So I had to figure that out. And then in the second case, one of the tenets of jiu-jitsu is that you don't really make your opponent move. You have to move. You have to make space for you to move. So I think I'm getting the hooks in, and then I'm trying to like pull him onto me to load him up, and then that's not gonna work if he's heavier than me. So what I need to do is I need to get the hooks and then scooch under him, so that his weight's over me and I can maneuver him better. So I need to go under him rather than pulling him on top of me. The other thing is I'm having a hard time using my butterfly hooks. So even when he's loaded on me, and this might be because he's not loaded on me correctly, but I have a hard time extending my leg, which maneuvers him right. So if I extend my left leg, his right side gets lifted up, and it's easier for him. It's easier to topple him over to the other side. So right now I'm kind of using all my strength, and when I'm on the other side, right, if I'm on top, I just feel like so weightless, and like I can't control what, like my opponent is controlling everything I do. So I don't know if my opponent feels that way and just doesn't, I just don't feel like I can do that from the bottom, but they feel helpless from the top. I'm not sure what their feeling is, but so I feel right now that I am not hitting it correctly, and I need to first get my weight more underneath, and then second, I think I'm relying on my leg strength too much to kind of extend their legs. So I need to get more on my hip, right? So right now my leg is bent, so my knee is pointing up, and then I'm trying to extend my leg, forcing their leg up. So if I instead tilt my hip, so my hip is pivoting up, and then I extend my leg, I think that gets more force behind it, and also as they get higher, they get lighter. So if I tilt my hips and force them up and then extend my legs, then I think that whole movement will make it easier to lift his leg. So I need to play with that. I tried the sweep from yesterday, the John Wayne sweep. Had trouble with it because you're supposed to go lower in that also, and I had difficulty. They were sort of like their arm was in the way. I'm not exactly sure what was going on. I need to try it out a few more times to see if there's any problems, or like what the problems are with that. I also felt flattened out, so I'm not sure if that was a reason. Like if I need to get my legs, I feel like I was using my upper body more and not squeezing my legs together and using the knee lever, but still mostly using my upper body. It was a little weird because he was trying to pass me while I was doing the leg movements, so kind of felt like I couldn't use my legs that much because I was using my legs to kind of restrain him rather than be more active with him. So it was like I was trying to retain the half guard rather than locking on the leg and levering over. So, but I think if I do the knee lever right, it should work in both respects. So I have to just keep on trying that and see what happens.